this time of year, there's a lot of people grieving their loved ones who've passed on. I know I have trouble with knowing what to say. And you shared a story at your mother's funeral that was really profound to me, that I think would help a lot of people, and it would help me share that story to help comfort people. So can you tell us
Sure.
what that story was?
Yeah, it's interesting because it didn't come from me. I wouldn't want anybody to think that something this profound ever came from me. It happened, as you may remember, my father passed away about 15 years ago, and we were very, very, very close all my life. I was grieving intensely the loss of him. And at the viewing, it was really an amazing thing because he took care of many families for 25, 30, 35, 40, even 50 years, and there was people crying and wailing everywhere, talking about how he was part of their family and stuff. But for the most part, it was like you expect, like when I go to a funeral, people coming through, they don't really know what to say except, I'm sorry for your loss, and I understand that because I feel the same thing. I'm just glad they're there. But at some point, there was a young man. He was actually my age at the time, and I recognized him as being from one of the families that my dad had taken care of a long time. And when he got to me, I could tell he was really apprehensive and shy, uh, and he approached me really hesitantly, and he said, "Can I say something to you?" And it was really took me back, like he was asking permission, and I could tell he was anxious about what he was going to say. And I said, "Of course, you can say whatever, anything that's on your heart." And he said, "I know that you and your dad were really, really close. I mean, man, we've heard about you constantly as patients, from
Mm-hmm.
the time you played Little League football all the way up and all the things you did. And so, I mean, I know I can tell you're hurting really, really bad. Um, but I got to say, you really can't have it both ways." I said, what do you mean both ways? He said, "Well, what I mean is, you know, when my dad died, all I had was this hole where I knew there should be something, and there was nothing. In fact, the only thing I knew about what should be there was from what I knew about your dad's relationship with you." He said, "So I don't think it can be both ways. Those of us who are really rich are the only ones that get to suffer loss, and I'm jealous of you." And I remember it hit me like a percussion, and I could tell he was kind of waiting for me, like, how's he going to respond? Like he thought I was going to be upset. And I took a hold of him, I hugged him, and I know I must have almost been weird because it's sinking into me the profoundness of what he's saying, because it's absolutely true, absolutely true. And it's not the way I was thinking of my feelings and how bad I was feeling. I wasn't thinking about this is because I'm so rich and I'm so lucky, and that there's people like this who would willfully, in a heartbeat, change places and feel what I'm feeling if they could and can't. And I told him, I said, "No, no, I can already tell what you said has meant more to me than anything, maybe anything I've ever heard someone say ever in this kind of situation. And I know I'm still going to feel bad, and times I'm going to certainly hurt, but I can tell already this is going to change the way I feel about those feelings in a way that really is meaningful to me." And I thanked him, and it's something that I've shared with many people since, that we have to remember those of us who've been really, really close, we're lucky.